Brain Kitty Podcast 774. Happy holidays.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun.
Have you
That's
heard
the
Christmas
Christmas
rapping this year?
Not a single note. I have not. Eli was shocked by this. He goes, I can't believe that you put up as many Christmas decorations as you did. You didn't play any Christmas music. Like, I didn't.
What's up with that?
What is up with that? What's wrong with me?
Were you not in the spirit?
I don't think so. I don't know why. I don't know.
Well,
maybe too much on my mind. Not like
I get that.
I don't know.
It's not very good year for...
I wasn't in the Christmas spirit or the Halloween spirit. I just didn't feel very, like...
festive.
And here's a thing that I cannot get over. The waste involved in Christmas. I really had a moment when it was actually, I don't know if you can remember this as a recipient of some of my gifts, but in the past, like I've always put like a little Christmas ornament like tied to the top of them, or I'll do like little things on the top. And then I was like, a lot of those things just get thrown away. And I realized like I would be going to the store to then, not because people don't care, but because like they're decorative. And, I'd be going to the store and maybe getting, a pack of ornaments from like the Dollar Tree to then like tie to the tops. And I found myself in the aisle shopping for this and I couldn't do it.
Whoa.
I couldn't do it. I had like it was after you and I had talked about making all of the, being more like crafty and making Christmas decorations, like the dried orange wreaths or like, the tubes of tomato paste that are gold on the back. Yeah. And then how we talk about how we're ditching fast fashion and how I've like really been committed to that and how I'm doing the same thing with like stuff like balloons and shit.
You're going to have to get creative.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, when I even this year for wrapping Christmas presents, said I'm either going to use Christmas paper, like wrapping paper that I already have, or Trader Joe's bags, because we have so damn many of those, and then draw all over, like draw fun little Christmas ornaments or like Christmas lights on the outside of them and like make them look cute. And then it's like, everybody wins. So
it means
I think
even more.
That has a little bit to do with my, not disinterest, but it feels like I'm transitioning into celebrating in a less wasteful way, and I'm still learning how to do that.
Yeah, well, we support it. I love it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, and also, I was in Mexico, so.
It's not a Feliz Navidad down there?
Yeah. Not so much. Yeah, I remember.
Really? They don't even have decorations or anything?
No, they do. They totally do. Come on. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. But again, it's like a supply thing. Like they're not going to Target and buying, stuff to decorate the house with. Like I remember when I was in Costa Rica for Christmas one year, the only sign of Christmas was a box on the checkout at the cashier that were chocolate Santa Clauses.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, I totally forgot. It was Christmas. Like,
yeah,
I didn't
that's
think
not
about
great.
it.
No.
Yeah, that is not great. But maybe do we like have to celebrate it because being inside and freezing cold is so miserable? So we like have to come up with a whole bunch of holidays this time of year to make people happy?
So true.
Is that a thing? Because it kind of feels like that thing.
It does take the edge off. Let's put it that way.
It sure does. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, Mexico has been challenging.
So far, so bad?
So far, I'm wondering if this is all travel now. Because
yeah, for sure. It sucks.
It does suck, just period.
Yeah.
And everything seems to be taking advantage of me, whether it's like Expedia or a car rental company or like
Sarah's getting scammed.
Or maybe I'm extra aware of it after our Fool Me Once book of the month.
No, I think that there is much more of that. People have had it. I really do feel like it has become like, if you can't beat them, join them. Just like every
that's
man
what it
for
feels
himself.
Like. And everybody sees like the person is like, anybody who has like I don't know what it is, but
people need Jesus, Sarah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they need Jesus. But I have found that if I give people enough time and then connect to them on their level, that in any situation they are less scammy, or they will then do something to help you out. But it feels like initially, like everybody's, and it's not just here, because I felt the same in Croatia. There were like times where I felt like this too, like when we were like picking the boat rent, where you're just like, somebody's fucking me. And remember when we were in, I'll never forget, I found that video the other day and I watched it when we were in Peru, and I had to yell at the woman who scammed us out of the tickets to the top. Brazil.
Yeah.
Well, not Peru, Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been getting scammed for decades.
Yep.
You must seem like an easy target.
Again, it's the trusting thing. Narcissists, scammers, 100%. I'm your girl. I gotta get better at being.
I know. I had to just talk my mom out of joining another MLM the other day.
Oh my God.
She was going to sell water purifiers. I was like, hey, you're 78 years old. Would you stop it? Would you stop it? It is not the time to go into the water purification business. Okay. And I go, I cannot believe that you have not joined any cults except Trumpism. And she just laughs. She's never even, I love it. She's never offended, which I appreciate.
That is funny that she will just laugh at your
I do it because it is nice, because it could really be, families are torn apart by this stuff. So it's nice if you can just see that it's funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, should we talk about some fun facts, some things that are also kind of funny?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, because, you didn't even come with good times, humor, laughs, and chuckles last episode, Susie.
Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to. I really didn't. Wonder why.
Sorry. Hopefully these ones are a little more lighthearted. You know what? We got to mix it up every now and then. 'Tis the season, right?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Next time I'll try to be hilarious. I will, because I don't want to be serious Suze.
No,
She's so
it was
annoying.
good stuff. You told me the most amazing story about your son and the comedian. That was the best. I was trying to make a joke. Don't worry. It was a bad joke. I take it back.
Sarah blames herself. This is why she gets scammed.
Right. See, it's me. It's probably just me. It's probably my mistake. Yes.
No.
Okay. First story. Oh, this is great.
Okay.
I yelled at another person for talking during a performance. And this time,
yes.
We haven't even talked about this. I text Susie, so Susie already knows, but she doesn't know the whole story because I was definitely saving it for the podcast. All I did was text her right afterwards and said, raise your hand if you yelled at a teenager during a presentation or a performance this evening, and then the little hand up emoji.
You didn't say yelled at. You said gave a stern talking to.
That's right. I'm very glad I said stern talking to, because the fact that I didn't yell is very important for the story.
Uh-oh. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Very important that even in my recollection and retelling to a friend in the most casual way, I still chose the words stern talking to. Okay.
Which sounds like whoever the other party was used the old classic, why are you yelling? Which is a get out of jail free card, and I use it as much as I can if I'm fighting. Why are you yelling?
This is going to be so great. Okay, first of all, it's important. How should I go? Okay, so Eli gets an invitation from his realtor to come to
it's already weird.
They do this Christmas party, this ugly sweater Christmas party meetup, not meetup, but event. And it's at this place called the Addams Family Theater that is an old house, old-timey house.
This for real sounds like a Mad Lib. I got an email from Susie. My realtor.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ugly sweater, right. Old-timey. Yes, 100%.
Addams Family Theater.
Yes, it does sound every single thing that you're like, this sounds cuckoo great. This can't be how you really describe it. Yes, and it looks Halloween-y. We didn't know even what to expect. It's the kind of place that has a secret door, and it's kind of like mystery. It was mystery. We're going to a mystery murder theater where they do a different show every few months or so. And they have these actors who do, it's dinner and a show, and they do the whole show. So Eli and I sit down, and there are 4 empty seats, and the people seating us go, oh, there are some teenagers. They're coming that are going to sit here. I was like, oh, okay, this ought to be interesting. Mm-hmm. So the teenagers come and they sit down. We got 3 of them who are like 14 years old.
Boys or?
1 boy, 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And the entire show, these guys were talking, and maybe they were talking a little bit about what was going on. Maybe they were laughing, but they were talking enough to where act 1, we're giving them eye contact. Act 2, I say her name. I looked over at her and I was like, stop talking. I did the same thing.
That is a good one. I like that.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
He's like, I've already said her name. And I'm like, and everybody else is giving her eyes.
Yes.
Now.
I love it.
Now it's coming to the end of Act 2. The actors are now looking and getting distracted. I could see them I'm like, I can't take it anymore. Nobody else has said anything. So the last or second intermission comes, I go over to her and she's sitting down and I say her because she is definitely the ringleader here. And you could tell. I know it takes one to know one. I'm standing over her. Full hand on.
Oh, no, I've seen that finger. I know that
You've
finger.
seen the finger out. The only difference is I did in Brazil, I had a water ball in my hand.
Yeah, she's got the scolding finger out.
I have a scolding finger, and it came out, and I was like, you are being so disrespectful. There are actors who are trying to perform, and I am watching all of them be distracted by you. She goes, we could switch. I go, you cannot talk anymore. She goes, well, switch seats with me. I go, this is not about where we are sitting. This is about you being disrespectful to everybody in here paid. And then I use my favorite line. Everybody in here paid to hear them talk, not you talk. The next day, I get a text message from Eli that goes, guess who I got a phone call from? Then he was nice enough to invite Eli to his cabin and me to his cabin up in the mountains. What I needed was and I'm sorry, I won't do that again.
And you never got it.
No.
You just got a cabin
14,
retreat.
And she was like, great, that was fine.
That's all the sorry I need.
Yeah, all the sorry I need. But then I was like, uh-oh, is this who I am now? And
I think it is. Do you feel like when it's Gen Z age that like you almost have to do like a TikTok dance when you're doing the admonition because it's
I feel like
that's the only way that they
Listen,
like if you need
to stop with the talking right now.
I feel like they would get it faster. Oh, okay. Because that's how they get all their information is in like dance numbers. I'm proud of you, Sarah. You did the right thing.
Anyway, so that's my story. That ended up taking way longer than I even meant it to, but it was very emotional for me. And now
I will talk about what I'm emotional about, and that is Jenny Kane sweaters and everything in their whole store because it's amazing.
Thank you so much for saying I look elegant in my Jenny Kane sweater. And you know what? You're right. You are right.
Yes, I am right.
I feel elegant in that sweater.
Sarah loves her cardigan so much. She wore it in her work images that they do to sell themselves. This is to say like, I'm a professional. I'm a lady.
Yeah.
I'm who you should be
I'm
your
a
therapist.
Does this say trust me? And guess
and
what
the
it
answer
does?
is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, wow,
it does.
major therapist vibes. And I was cozy.
Because this is luxury item, but it's the forever piece in your closet that everything they have is something that you're going to wear. It's classic. It'll look good all the time. It goes with anything. Dress it up, dress it down, and just really high quality stuff. It sells itself.
Yeah, it really
does. I wear it all the time. I have every color. I need black in the cardigan.
Yeah.
I love
the cropped one. That's my favorite. It's the perfect length to do a little French tuck. And it just and Susie loves the long one that's all bundly, the cocoon one.
Yeah, like a blanket.
Yeah.
That's what I need. I have, because I'm older, I've been through more. I need wrapped in elegance and warmth. Gift yourself and your loved ones the best gift of all, Jenny Kane. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use our code BRAINCANDY at jennykane.com. That's 15% off your first order, JENNIKAYNE.com. Use promo code BRAINCANDY. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. And you know how after Christmas you think okay, we're out of the woods. Now it's going to be springtime. No, it's not. You got 3 months of hell coming up. So get yourself some cashmere, please.
I was in Southern California at the end of summer in that thing. I do not.
Well, that's
it's
true.
Year round, sis.
That's true. And it's they have fisherman sweaters that are cotton and all that.
Those.
But I'm just saying, like, sweater season ain't over anytime soon.
No,
so bundle
never,
up.
ever. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. What else do I have written here? Oh, this is funny. I heard this on TikTok, Instagram, something like that. And I was like, this is an excellent question for Susie. How many of a single animal would have to show up in your vicinity for you to start getting nervous and be like, that's too many of that animal?
3.
That few, huh? Like, I believe the example they gave was owls.
Oh my
Like,
God.
how
even
many
2.
owls would, right? That somebody was
I'm
like,
scared of
one
owls.
owl. One owl would be enough for me to be like, I'm fucking terrified of this.
What's your answer?
Well, it would depend on what direction they're facing. I know that sounds silly. Because, like, if they're all looking at me, it's 2 or 3.
Right, like eye contact?
Oh, my God. That seems like the most terrifying thing.
It is. You're right.
In the world.
I have an adversarial relationship with just one owl nearby. I hear him out there, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Oh, you do.
And I'm just like, what do you want? What do you want from me?
I find such comfort in it.
What do they want? But what are you hooing
What are they hooing at? And they fly silently. It's weird that they're so fucking loud with the hoos and then so silent with the flight. Because
that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't make sense. What are they hooing about?
Yes, what? That's how I feel all night. I have to wear earplugs for this because this guy.
No, not what. Who?
Right. For real. Hours and hours. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is the end game with this?
What's the end game?
Loser.
Right. Well, so 1 for Susie, 3 for me. But,
no, but 3.
Ask your friends.
No, 3.
I think like dogs, it would probably be like 5.
No way, Sarah. If 3 dogs showed up on your front porch.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
If 2 did, you'd be like, oh my God, a couple.
Oh, no. From different directions?
3 is a pack.
I'm done. No, full goosebumps. I'm telling you. That freaks me out. And it's the reason why I thought it was such a good question is because I've never thought of that before. And I know I haven't thought of every question, but you think after 774 episodes, we've covered almost everything. But I was like, how come I never thought that? And now I can't stop thinking it with every animal I see. How many more
I did just read this article about how the human brain has 2 ways of classifying numbers. So under 5, 4 and lower, we can count them and know them. But if you like toss a bunch of things in a box, if it's 5 or greater, you don't know how many there are. Like you can't guess. It's just like you're really inaccurate. But
this has to have something to do with the number of fingers we have.
I know. So it's like, I guess the answer should be 4 or 5, where it's like, that's too many.
Like, nope, that's too many. Yeah, even like and a lot of anything is really scary. Like even a school of fish creeps me out. And I know that's how they're supposed to.
You said it. Especially, how do they do that with the directions they're going? I mean, talk about unison. It's like Beyonce at the Super Bowl. All those ladies. It's like, what? How are they doing this? Like it seems impossible.
I know the exact move you are talking about.
Like, how do they do that? Or the Rockettes? I'm always like, what am I watching?
Yeah, that is really amazing.
Like they shouldn't be able to coordinate like that. A fish.
Right, and then one of them moves and every one of them moves. Like the murmuring. We've had ones that were big groups. It's not like the full one that came through Colorado, but there just recently were those big, huge flocks. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it.
It's at the same time,
it's not natural.
Like, yeah, it's interesting and gives me that heebie-jeebie feeling.
Yeah, something's like there's something afoot.
Yeah. So that's a fun question.
Sarah goes, yeah.
Something afoot. No, something a wing. Okay, let's talk about other things. There's also, this is kind of about birds. Not kind of, it is about birds. This is very funny. There's a bird that eats a specific type of berry that will often during the hotter months become fermented. And the bird kind of looks like a pigeon too. I don't remember the name of it. I'll pull it up. But it eats this berry. And then when the berry is fermented, it's like alcoholic, and they become drunk and they fall out of trees, and they're like,
they fall out of trees.
Yes. And if you see, they look like little drunk birdies. Let's see, what's the name? The kikiroo. They're the drunkest bird of the world. And they binge on these fruits, and they're very pretty. They're like,
you
kind
just
of
said
like
they look like pigeons.
Well, I mean, but like a cute one. Like,
that seems like an oxymoron.
Yeah. Oh, I want to show you, but it doesn't want to pause. But yeah, they roll around and walk on the ground. Here, I'll take a screenshot so you can see what they look like.
Are
but
you telling
they're very
me
funny.
Are the bird? Do you think the birds are just eating the berries for sustenance, or did they think they love to party?
No, thank you. That was my follow-up question. That we have so many animals that get drunk on things. That do you think they do it intentionally?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Maybe like monkeys will do that. We'll eat like certain fruits that have fermented.
Most chimps are silly.
They are silly.
Oh, they're always laughing at everything.
There's like, Susie.
They are. They're all with their teeth. They are.
That feels like not the same for us as it is for them. Isn't monkeys showing teeth a sign of aggression?
No, it can be, but they do laugh. It's true. Okay. They are laughing. Like that thing they do. They are laughing. I read about it.
I totally believe you, but I think it's very funny. And you don't think about that, but they really are. And I like when they go like this.
I think it's so cute. Yeah. I love those guys so much.
Yeah. So I think, and then there's a deer that will eat a certain kind of plant that's basically like, will get them high.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Yeah. So you can look out for intoxicated birds.
Imagine how shittily a deer walks when it's drunk. Have you ever seen these bozos just walking regular? Like they look drunk all the time.
I need you for reaction purposes to see this video. So I'm going to send it to you in your DMs. You're going to see it. It's very short. You have to look, and you have to see this bird fall out of a tree, because this is very important. And all of you listening right now need... They're so drunk!
Oh my gosh. This is like the challenge.
And they even have a little hospital that they take them to.
Oh my gosh.
Where it is, and they encourage, like there have been PSAs that are put out that are like, hey, people in the area, if you see any of these kikiroos, just like be bopping around your lawn looking very drunk.
I say let them live.
Take them.
Why? That's the circle of life.
It's kind of like they get arrested for public intoxication. But
it's ridiculous. Let them live.
What if they put little birdie handcuffs?
Who cares?
With the handcuffs, if you were putting handcuffs on a bird, go around their feet or around their wings.
Definitely their feet. And that's why it's stupid.
Right. They would, huh?
Yeah. You're not going to clip their wings. But also just like, what are you protecting them from? This is what they like.
Yeah.
I
think they're protecting them from like, I don't know, maybe getting run over by a car if they like wander out into the street or something. Oh, I see what you're saying. Survival of the fittest.
That is, yes, it is.
God,
although cars, don't really
watching my hair just grow.
It is like Monica Geller whenever they went to Bermuda
Susie,
or whatever.
I have to leave and go get hair. I think that is the problem. I need some serious hair product, and I did not bring the right stuff coming from Denver.
Since we got on this call, it has grown exponentially.
That's why I'm like, I think the humidity somehow got turned up in here. Like it's becoming a problem.
I'm no kidding. It is like Monica Geller. I'm not kidding. When they were playing ping pong in the islands.
I should just find a ping pong table to recreate that, because it would not be hard at this point.
I'm jealous. I mean, talk about volume. Well, she looks like that lion at the zoo.
I do, with the bad haircut too. See, I should have told him, don't get bangs. What did we say?
Yeah, that
he must have recently gone through a breakup. Okay, then what else do I want to talk to you about?
I know what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how maybe when you're away, you packed something called AG1 for your travels.
100% we did, because they have those very convenient travel packs. So
they have convenient travel packs, and you want to keep up your routines even when you're on your trips. And AG1 is the best. You scoop it right in, eat it, drink it, I guess. We're not eating it. You're not chewing.
Right.
You're drinking it, and then you're getting all that good stuff for living your best life on your vacation or in your regular life. This is our routine every day. And AG1 is the supplement we trust to provide the support our body needs daily. That's why we've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/braincandy. That's drinkag1.com/braincandy. Check it out. But for real, they are the best. And it's such a great habit to get into. And I say, as Arnold does, start your resolutions early. You don't need a date. That's just procrastination.
You don't need a date, and you don't need to call them resolutions. They're just healthy changes to support the
She
good
says they're
lifestyle.
goals.
Yeah. Oh, I do say that. Thank you. Okay, let me tell you another story. This is right in line with my scamming stories.
Okay.
There is a word on the street, I should say, that restaurants in big cities, especially New York City, are using bots to create fake dating profiles, setting dates with women. And I only heard women because the story only mentions the women who this has happened to. And they'll be like expensive restaurants. Then the woman goes there, nobody shows up, they get stood up, and she ends up buying dinner for herself.
No.
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
I heard it on NPR, and then I looked at the article, and the article gave like multiple sources multiple people that this had happened to.
What restaurant?
And then it was called,
Get them out
I wrote
of
it down.
business.
Yeah, it's called, the woman on TikTok said it happened at this restaurant, Nam Wa, which is like a touristy restaurant, like a dumpling house in New York City. And they're very like trendy, like hot spot kind of places where you could like,
ridiculous.
Imagine they have like some millennial in charge of PR or like social
crazy,
media or whatever
Sarah.
who's like thinks that's a good idea.
Yeah, that is
It's really messed up. It's like preying on somebody's like when they're very, very vulnerable. And then this other woman on because I was, then went down the rabbit hole of watching these videos, and the woman said that there's a woman who said she thinks that she may have just almost gotten scammed, where she was at the restaurant and a woman came up to her and like she was eating by herself, and this woman comes up and taps her on her shoulder and is like, "Hey, are you eating alone? Like, can I join you? Like, I want to have tea, but like, I don't know, I didn't want to eat alone." Like, and then maybe explain some kind of sob story to her of like, I got stood up.
And then, that is the worst.
And then the woman was like, on the TikTok video, was recalling a time where she had heard about a similar scam but it was a guy who came up to the table and did this. And then when they split the bill at the end, the guy only paid like 20%. And then the woman was left like with the whole bill. So she was like, says to the woman who taps her on the shoulder, "Oh yeah, sure, you could sit down, but we're going to be on separate bills." And the woman says, that's not going to work for me. And then scurries away and runs out.
That's a very strange scam.
Yeah. It's like eat at a nice restaurant. Like
if I'm at a restaurant by myself, because I'll be reading a book, I don't even want someone to say, "What book are you reading?" Let alone, "Can I sit down and eat with you?"
Right.
I'd be like, "You're barking up the wrong tree." As Sarah knows, I don't need any new friends. I am tapped out.
No new friends. I had to train myself to stop reading books like this, if in the upright position, and start reading them flat.
I take the dust jacket off.
That's smarter. You did.
Yes.
And I definitely did that for therapy. When one flight I went on in grad school with one therapy book, like Mastering Communications and communicating in relationships. next thing you know, I'm giving 2 hours of free therapy to the woman in 36B.
Yeah, you're about to hear a life story.
Right. And I'm like, fucking A. Yeah, this was a working plight.
What would you do, though, if somebody came up to you and was like, do you mind if I sit and have a... See, I'd be tempted
oh my God,
for the story.
I would say yes.
Yeah, would you do it because you want to be nice or because the story would be funny to tell to other people?
Because that would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I switch it to the second, because here's the thing, I don't want to ask questions, and you do.
Yeah, but then I would regret it, and I'd be like, I really should have. This was not that funny of a joke.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Because then you could like lose 2 hours of your life.
Yeah.
Ugh. You're so nice, though. You'd be like, yeah, sit down.
I would. And I think it wouldn't matter who I wonder if I would do it with a man as well as a woman.
No way.
No, probably not. But I wouldn't know how to say no. That's the scary part. I should practice that. Should probably role play with my therapist why I can't say that.
I'm going to pass. Always works. I think I'll pass. I need alone time.
Oh, that's good. What are they going to say to that? Yeah.
Yeah. You fucking weirdo. That's what I want to say.
Speaking of passing, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say. Speaking of passing on male advances, I finally watched the season of Below Deck where the producers intervened. It's on the season Below Deck Down Under. And the crew, there are 2 members of the crew that have been like medium flirty. Like it's only been like maybe 2 weeks being together. So like it's not enough time for any serious. It's cutesy. It's very light. But also that doesn't even matter. But like that just paints a scene that there's, some kind of flirting going on. And then there is a point where a line gets drawn, or I should say the guy who is the perpetrator of this he's shown some signs of stepping over the line many times throughout the show already. Like he did this thing that I really, really hated in the very beginning. It was probably the first outing, maybe second outing that they all had as a group. And he told this woman to, he's like, oh, you have an eyelash. Close your eyes. And then she closed her eyes, and then he kissed her.
Absolutely.
And then she was like, oh, what did you just do? And then she was like, she was very clearly put off by it, but it was in this weird, like, I don't know, I think in her mind, a gray area of like,
sure, we're all trained to be like,
Yeah, exactly. And so then time goes on, and the chief steward, who's like the one who's kind of the boss of the interior team, is starting to get vibes from this guy. Like he's looking at her like,
we all know the hungry eyes.
We do know the look. And what I think this show, like this is the part that made me emotional, is that the people around, the bystander intervention was spot on. Like this woman trusted her instinct, and she was like, she's in danger. And so the woman who was almost assaulted is very clear, like very intoxicated, and goes to bed and is definitely unconscious and said no. And then the woman who's like watching this, it says, I'm shutting her door. She does not want you in there. Do not go in there. Then there is a power outage that happens on the boat, on land, that also affects the boat as well. So they lose all their lights and they lose power except like the emergency lights. During that time, this motherfucker takes his clothes off, puts a towel around his waist, and goes and climbs in bed with her. And the producers luckily catch it and bang on the door and are like, open the door, and then go, you have to get out of there. She said no, like you have to get out. And they did such a good job at making sure he got the fuck out of there. What the crew then did was make the environment a very safe environment for the woman who went through that. Like the chef was like, we've been through a lot. I'm just going to make everybody some comfort food and like cooked soup. And like just doing that was like, oh, that's
just like our experience on the shows.
I was like, where's my fucking soup? They threw me a packet of ramen. Said, make it yourself.
Somebody threw a cup of noodle on me.
Yeah, right.
Is that the same?
Exactly. Okay, that's really funny because somebody actually did throw top ramen and their cup of noodle. Oh, God.
Thankfully not on us,
so
but
funny.
If you love cup of noodle, you might be on a budget. And what's great for a budget is Rocket Money. Whether you have tons of money or a little bit of money, it is a godsend.
This is the time of year to get it. Here's why.
Yes.
We're coming up to the end of the year. So a lot of people have financial goals for the next year.
Yes.
I cannot even begin to tell you how much easier my taxes are going to be to do when everything is already categorized and sorted for me. I've already labeled everything. It's already done. I had a meeting with my financial advisor and she was so impressed. And then she was like, wow, you're really together. And I was like, and then I went into a whole ad. I was like, it's actually not me. It's actually Rocket Money. Have you guys heard of Rocket Money? Because she's like, wow, this is really fantastic. And then she was like, of course I have. And she's like, a bunch of her clients use that. But I was just like so proud of myself because like, look at me being fun. That was not me 5 years ago.
Well, and that's what Sarah's feeling is empowerment because you know exactly where your money's going and you feel like you know what's cooking and you don't feel embarrassed. Because you know that feeling when you go into like a tax person or whatever and you're like, I don't know.
Right. That was what I used to feel. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is I went in with that same feeling this time, but then didn't have it because I was so prepared. She had
a Pavlovian response, but it was unnecessary because they will cancel subscriptions you're no longer using. They monitor your spending and they help you lower your bills by negotiating with these companies. You don't even have to do it. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/braincandy. This is such a great idea for like a goal or a resolution.
Yeah.
You know, where it's not going to cost you money. And the time you spend is like, feels great. You get dopamine. I'm telling you. It's so fun.
Hello, instantly. Like just thinking about it and you feel on top of things. You're like,
you're so right. It's a great time to do it. Okay. So go ahead. Sorry.
So yes, I highly recommend watching that. I feel like it's very like as a survivor, it feels comforting and there's not a lot of stuff that as a survivor creates that feeling. Sometimes like the Me Too, like it happened to me or hearing stories that are similar don't help because it comes with like no justice and nothing ever, like no resolution.
And it's basically saying you're a number. That's how I felt.
Right.
I was like, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, you know, yeah.
Right. And that's the part that's shitty. So this is like seeing, like you said, a master class in responding. And it makes me hopeful that there are more people like this and more, you know, people who want to work like that. It'll make me cry. I just love it. So definitely watch that. Yeah.
Well, I hope it catches on.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have time for one more? I think yes. Oh, okay. This is like fun. This is great. Now I searched fucking everywhere to try to get this because there would be no better Christmas present for you. But apparently it's only in the hands of scientists and is not available to the public yet. But
oh my God, the Fountain of Youth?
This might actually be right up there with the Fountain of Youth for you. So scientists at Kirin Holdings Company, it's a university in Japan, have developed an electric spoon and bowl that make anything you eat with it taste 1 to 2 times saltier.
Yes, I saw this.
Okay.
Yes, and it really would be a godsend.
Susie, I was like, why can't I need this? I need this. But Susie
then
needs
your
this.
blood pressure does not get compromised because Lord knows I'm a ticking time bomb.
and I've like developed a salt addiction because of Susie's salt addiction. Like, I don't even know if it runs in my family, but
my family
now,
too.
I'm like I have to because she does it. It's
stop.
if she jumped off a bridge, I'm like, yes, where do I jump? It's like that. So now I'm on the salt train too.
It is hard to stop. You'd have to stop cold turkey and eat bland for a while to reset.
And I ain't doing that.
No.
So I bet a lot of you guys are asking, why the fuck could an electric bowl and spoon make things taste saltier? And so
it's magic.
It is really cool. So a lot of people in the comment section, because this was originally a post that I saw on Instagram, a lot of people in the comment sections were like, you're going to get electrocuted. And that's not what we're doing, people. We're putting an electrical charge into this spoon and bowl. So when you eat salty foods, what the salty taste actually is the sodium ions, the positively charged ions reacting with your tongue. And the more ions are present, the saltier the food tastes. Mm-hmm. We can create positively charged sodium ions with this, like, running electrical current, this kind of electrical current
through
it.
It's just a vibe.
It's 100% a vibe, literally, in every way.
Yes. It's good vibrations because it creates that feeling without the sodium. And so it's not bad for you. And it's amazing that it works, but it has been proven to do so.
Absolutely. And the other thing that is in the same category that I am so surprised has not caught on, and I really think that we need to revisit this, are the cups that have a rim or like there's something in the coating of them that make them smell different. And so you could drink regular water, but to your brain, you're drinking lemonade or, something delicious. Mm-hmm. Coca-Cola. Like sparkling water is Coca-Cola because of the scent that you're picking up.
If you're telling me, though,
of that.
If you looked to buy it and didn't find it, that to me means trouble's brewing.
Those ones I didn't look for.
Well, but
that one the electric spoon.
Stay focused on the salt, Sarah.
They're in the. I think it was just invented. I think this is like brand new. I mean this.
I mean, when are you going to market though? I mean, come on.
Right. How long
does it take to make a fork?
This. This was published in January of 2023. We should have this by now. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It feels like maybe it is electrical.
Maybe there's holes in those spoons.
Electrocuted. Totally worth it.
Right. So she's like, if I'm going out, death by electrocution via trying to make my food saltier.
She died doing what she loved.
She did.
Eating salt.
That's funny.
I mean, for real, because here's the thing. The restaurants now are getting very stingy with salt. And step on it. Yeah. I have to bring my own, and it's embarrassing.
She does bring her own. This is true. That's why I always know salt is a safe. I couldn't find that's funny. I can't find the bowl that does it. So I'll just bring you back salt from wherever I came from, give you the real stuff. That's usually how it goes.
I do wonder if it's just that I put too much on early in my life. And so then I got desensitized.
No, salty food is delicious.
Okay, but most people are fine with how it's salted.
No, give me all the sodium ions.
Give me the sodium or give me death.
Yeah. There's got to be something because come on.
I love that you become an apologist for people like us.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I make no apologies for salt.
Really?
Because none. I think it's
dangerous though. I really hate that
until they tell me. Have they told you got to cut down on it yet?
Well, not for that reason, but you know how I have the problem where my fingers and toes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's unrelated to salt, but it's blood. And so I have this problem where it's called Raynaud's disease or syndrome or one of them. And you really do. You go numb in your extremities.
Wow. And it is crazy. She means numb and white.
It's horrible. And it really could be as simple as just you know how in the grocery store it's really cold by the dairy?
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Oh
and
my gosh. How did you, the fact that you came to Denver just in the middle of a blizzard.
that I live in Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly.
Sacrificial lamb over here.
God, golly.
But anyway, I appreciate your passion for this project, and I mean,
I'll stay on. I'll set myself a little, Google alert for it. So when it comes out,
you know how Jerry Seinfeld does this whole bit about how like the scientists that worked on like seedless watermelons,
yeah,
like their ones will work on cancer, and they were like, no, we're doing watermelons.
We're doing watermelons.
I feel like this, like, what makes these particular scientists be like, I'm going to figure this out?
I mean, I think it's exactly what you said.
Do?
It could be that, or they understand that there are health concerns like linked to too much sodium.
Well, they're
I really
saving
think
lives.
That is,
I know. My dad had this problem, and he'd be like, you know what? I'm going to try pepper. You never hear nothing bad about pepper.
That's a really good joke. That's material. That's great.
There's a lot of facts.
That's really, really great. Those are the best jokes when you're just reporting the facts. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your efforts anyway, for finding that.
That's what I got for you. A bunch of scams, me yelling at teenagers, and exciting things that you can't even buy.
Yeah, but soon enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Enough.
Like,
we'll
get there.
I think it'll be soon enough. It'll be kind of like the straw that gets rid of the hiccups.
Yes.
When I say it works, I mean it works the first sip. Mm-hmm. It's the coolest thing. Fucking science, man.
Is. Shark Tank.
Yep.
That was a Shark Tank item.
All of our best. Same with the blanket. Hug.
Oh my God, yes.
Nice snuggie. A little sleep blanket.
And if I'm not mistaken, and I consider myself a Shark Tank aficionado, I believe both of those items were invested by Mark Cuban.
Oh, he's
maybe
good one.
He's the golden goose.
Yeah. His seem like they actually are functional and work where some of them it's like, oh, I think I could sell a lot of those. People will buy a lot of those versus this is a thing that
I have way too many opinions about Shark Tank. Like I could talk. I will not indulge it, but I could talk
funny.
for
She could do an entire spin-off episode just on Shark Tank. That's great. I love it.
Okay,
now, there's the kind of
about.
content we live for. I would love to see that on your Instagram account. Susie gives, you show the clip and then you give the whole breakdown of why that's not going to work or is going to work. Very good.
Do you have a favorite shark? You probably haven't watched it that much, but.
I mean, I would say Mark Cuban probably. Definitely not Ashton Kutcher when he's on there.
You said it. He is
terrible.
Second worst. The absolute worst is that lady that made Spanx. Sarah, I think Blakely is her name.
I've never
Guest
seen
shark,
her on there.
The worst. If she says one more time, when I was inventing Spanx, nobody cares. Shut up, lady.
Right.
We get it. You invented Spanx.
Right.
Maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's just a girdle. Anyway, I would say my favorite is Kevin, though, which is a real shock.
Oh, yeah. I like him because he's stern. You know what he is? Controlled aggression.
That's so true. Yeah, he's just telling the truth. Yeah. Listen, sometimes he's harsh, but fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we talked about. Sarah is not having a Feliz Navidad down in Mexico.
No,
it's a mal Navidad.
Yeah.
Is that the word for bad?
You see?
I don't even remember.
Malo.
See? And let's see. She gave a stern talking. If I ever get a stern talking to from Sarah...
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I just imagined it, and it was horrible.
Oh, I just imagine giving you one, and I'm equally as like sickened and could never do it, and it makes me like giving me a stomach ache thinking about it. I would never. You never do anything.
Plan or like a safe word or something where like, if you do need to say something, you like joke like every 20 seconds or something. To soften the blow.
Soften it. Right. I couldn't do it. I would never want to. I'd be very direct with you. It's not good communication. You never push me to the edge like that.
Well, no, but I feel like that's what drew us to each other because I'm known as a bulldozer, but it's only in response. I do not initiate it.
Right. Same.
Yeah. So we're like toxic.
I'm not right.
duo. But I'm fine with it. Okay.
Go, Suze. Go. Yeah.
And then the number of animals that are scary is 3.
is 3. Yes.
But the number of animals that are hilarious are 1 drunk bird.
That was very clever.
It's true, though. True story. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll link the video so you guys can see. Because it is very funny. I mean, this motherfucker is drunk.
Yeah, but like it seems happy. Like you don't need to rescue it.
I also agree with this. He just wants you to pet him.
Anyway, but who knew that after all that, Sarah would still shed a tear about Below Deck?
Right. It's so good.
It was emotional.
Yep.
So
and,
good.
you know, we're on an Australia kick and everything is good about Australia right now. So are the Below Deck captains in Australia.
Right.
He's an Australian. Have you seen a picture of this man?
I saw him, yes. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to take a second look.
Crikey.
Good one. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.